Let me turn on my Instagram. All right, we are live right here today on the Fight Show. Everybody's been waiting for the past week for the Fight Show. We've kind of had a great collaboration of different types of show throughout this entire week, but today we bring to you one of the most unsung, highly noted knockout artists in combat sports. And yes, I am going to introduce this young man today. But before I get started, I'd like to introduce and thank all of the sponsors. This show being sponsored by Jab Juice, making superstar athletes out of today's common athlete in the combat sports world, giving them the understanding on how to operate their business so they can really experience what these new wave of combat athletes have been experienced, like Jake Paul and Logan Paul and all of these guys. We're showing them how to map their lives out the right way. So once again, special shouts out to our sponsors, Ray-Ban and Power Hands. So as we get ready to get right, I like to introduce my guy. Look, Mr. Jones. Y'all know Mrs. Jones, but this is Mr. Jones.
That's
What's up,
right.
brother? It's good to meet you and welcome to the Fight Show.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure. Before I get going, I just want people to get a clear bird's eye view of some of the work you've done. So you guys take 1 second and just understand that this young man isn't just a typical regular guy. This guy's out here doing work. He's doing work. This is next level stuff right here. That's the tournament right there. This is the PFL tournament. And I want you to take me back to that moment right there, because that wasn't even your last fight, but take me back to that moment. Why did you decide to fight? And then lead me to that moment.
Oh, yeah. Well, first, I want to say thanks for having me. I'm going to tell you about that moment. That moment, I was probably one of the biggest recruits coming off the regional level. And I got calls from Bellator,
Yeah.
UFC, and PFL. All three wanted me.
Wow.
They were kind of low balling me with money and stuff. And
Yeah.
PFL offered me the most money. But
Okay.
I had to go against somebody tougher. So I ended up taking the money. I ended up taking the fight on 12-day notice for the PFL.
Yeah.
And the PFL has an opportunity to win $1 million every year. Since I
Wow.
took it on short notice, I had to finish my guy first round to make it to the $1 million tournament. So I went full throttle for that
Are you
entry.
serious?
One
You
fight,
had to
six
finish it.
points.
Oh my gosh. Well, so that was the fight right there. Was that your first fight or your second fight? That was the first fight?
I only had one while everybody else had two.
Okay. Well, I mean, with that opponent there, what did you know about him since you only had like an hour's notice?
Right? Yeah, they definitely put me on the short end of things and put all odds against me by giving me a 12-day notice. I knew he was a
Yeah.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and
Okay.
he's a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I told
Okay.
myself I was going to match my wrestling versus Jiu-Jitsu. He's world-class Jiu-Jitsu. I'm
Yeah.
world-class wrestling. And I knew that would even out. Yes, sir. So I just brought it to his house, and I knew when I put him on his back, he was going to be comfortable
Yeah.
because he's on jiu-jitsu, and I was going to
Yeah.
pin him down and put hands on him.
Well, I think what you did when it came down to just seeing the performance, it was on a big stage, short notice. See, I love the fact that when I tell the stories of people, they all think that that's a possible, but wouldn't you say it's your real experience and attributes that create that you can do stuff like that and get away with it every once in a while? You fighters, I don't advise anyone to take fights on short notice. The reason why you do that is because you don't have anyone speaking on your behalf and sponsoring your conversation. So it's just like getting a bad deal on a car. If you go to get a car and you don't know anything about dealing at the car dealership, you're going to get screwed over. So if you don't have the right people coming through that door with you, they already know that they have to fill the card. That's their only objective. So with that being said, that's what they have to do. And to the dismay of somebody's life and career, it is what it is. You took the risk, you got to set yourself up for the reward. Because Kevin, I remember years ago, Kevin Garnett said I would have played for free, but my agent got me 99 million, so I'm not gonna argue it. Because you have to have, that's the difference, understanding people and knowing that this game, it will take advantage of you, but it's the game that you're playing. You're not just fighting in the octagon or the ring, you're fighting at the table when you're negotiating. So the next question I have for you is, because I love the fact that you have the courage to heart, but you got that dynamite in your hands,
Yes,
and I
sir.
seen your wrestle game, so you really can put it down standing and on the ground. So what has fighting tournament style matches, what did it teach you when you learned
Well,
that, like when you're going in there? Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, I grew up wrestling, and in
Yeah,
wrestling, it's a tournament sport. We got tournaments
yeah,
every single week. So when I
yeah,
was faced with this tournament, I knew I can get into the semifinals. I knew I can get into the money
yeah,
conversation. I knew it was my time. When you said
yeah,
you don't advise people to take fights on short notice, I don't
yeah,
either. I have 8 losses on my record, and about
yeah.
5 of them are from taking fights on short notice. So
Okay,
after I
I got a
lost those,
question,
yes, sir.
but go ahead. No, no, finish. I like where you're going.
A- After I lost those 5, I knew the next time I'll be ready.
Yeah.
And I was for the biggest money
So
opportunity.
So would you say you took the fights based on needing the cash? Because sometimes people say, "Yo, I was in a tight. I needed a situation. I was in this. I needed to take the fight. I got an opportunity to make the money. I did." Or would you just say you just felt like you could win the fight?
Well, number one, I'm just a competitor, and I was young. And the first couple times, I was misguided by coaches, by upper management and stuff. So I was down. A
Yeah,
lot of people weren't giving me fights, so I
yeah,
took whatever I can get, and they were only giving me short notice fights, just like they did in
yeah,
that time. But I was a little
yeah.
bit more experienced. I was ready.
Hmm. And I think it's really clear why they do that, right? Like the matchmaker has a real responsibility to the promoter to fill his card up. And so, therefore, even if you have a relationship fighters with the person who's a matchmaker, he has a real job, you know. Like no matter how much you like the trash man, if you're a kid and you throw and your mom throw a toy away in the trash can, the trash man come, he's taking it away. That's his job. He has nothing personal against you. So a lot of times people don't realize that these guys have a job. You just don't know what it is. So it kind of one thing, it's the ecosystem. So what we try to teach athletes is make sure that if you're not going to get in under the tutelage of, you got people like who out here like Tony Jeffries and the other Tony from World Class Boxing. These guys are good. They're like doing like me, but we all have our own real purpose. We all teach boxing. I make sure I focus on giving the guys the behind the scenes at the politics and the business, and give them a framework of how to operate and how to get the right people around you, and speak the right language to the people. Because if you really want to have success, did you really want to have success in the sport, or do you just want to do it as an activity for a hobby? Did you want to make noise in the sport?
100%. I'm here to make noise.
Okay.
And that was part of the
Okay.
reason why I took these fights on short notice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what would you say to people doing that now, trying to make noise?
I would say listen to your coaches, listen to your heart, and stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, one of the things that I've taken away from following the heart is the heart pulls you in directions with your emotion. So you listen to your instincts kick in, would you say? Because the minute I spoke with you, I knew immediately that you had your head on right, but it took experiences. Now you don't want to lose 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights because of the choices. You want to lose because the guy was better than you, not because he's trained 6 weeks. Like Usman took the fight a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, his opposition had been in camp the whole time, fighting. I mean, prepping to fight a warrior, and so he's more prepped for that level. So it took Usman time to a little longer to get warmed up. And these are the things that'll come. I never co-sign on it, but I try
And
to keep
also,
educating. Yeah, go ahead.
that was a money opportunity with Usman. You know what I mean? Because now he's in our contentions where I think he made $1.5 million. You know, so
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's big money in MMA. This isn't boxing. We don't get paid as well, as those
Mhm.
guys. So
Yeah,
now
but
with Usman,
yeah, but now what Usman can do is he can say, I want to fight, you know, I want to fight
100%,
Caleb Plant. I mean, he really can because everybody now knows that's a bag. It's a
100%.
bag. He'll make 6 to 8 million on the front end to fight
Right.
somebody who definitely wouldn't, you know, punish him very bad. He'd get punished over the because Caleb's just a boxer. You just punish him mentally because he just knows what to do so many different ways. But
Yes,
Usman would
sir.
hang and he
Yes,
would
sir.
hurt him because when
Yeah.
he lands in that jab, and Trevor is from boxing, so he
Yes, sir.
understands things and shorts that you can take. Now, no matter what happens, one thing that's there, that's you guys' Super Bowl. What fighter are you gonna fight if you win a title over there in the PFL or the UFC? Who you gonna call out in boxing to fight to get that big Super Bowl?
Right. 100%.
Who would you fight in boxing?
Oh, if
Would you
I
fight a
so I
Anthony
used to be
Joshua?
Yeah, so I used to be heavyweight, and I came back down to light heavyweight, 205 pounds. So
Yeah, you're a
the
big boy
heavyweights are,
though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I wouldn't want to mess with those guys, because the height, the range, I know
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even enter to it. But in MMA, I'll fight anyone.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
you're
sir.
one of the few because everybody's getting that itch now. But you know
Yeah.
what? I think what happens is you start getting on that winning streak and the opportunities start knocking. And then it starts because you don't hear anybody say anything. Now it's like everybody's starting to say something.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, everybody's tapping one of the boxes they know on the shoulder. You know, Sugar Sean. He's over there calling out Devin Haney and, and Javante Davis. Hey, it's a $10 million bag, guarantee on the front end, one
What
thousand
the
percent.
what the MMA fighters have to realize is boxing
Yeah,
is an art. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Now, some
It takes
boxers are,
time.
it's an art, and it's hard to master. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
slips, the feet
yeah,
work. You know what I mean? How to
yeah,
generate. And MMA is no offense, but less, it's less, it's less skilled. You know what I mean? More heart, more passion, more conditioning. A lot more
hmm,
styles. You know what I mean? We can kick, we can knee, we can elbow. So it's a lot more versatile. It's a lot more like actual
yeah,
fighting.
yeah.
Only the strong
But
survive in MMA.
don't you know those guys know that they just
Yes, sir.
you get to a
They want
point
the
where you
bag.
just want the bet. You competitive. You're competitive. You gonna turn down sparring in the gym? I mean, just
No.
think, you get in the ring, you spar somebody in the gym, you get some good licks on them, and you're like, I might can do this. See, I had one of these guys. He did this with one of our heavyweights, and Donnell was a WBC Intercontinental Champion, so he knew what to do. He spars to learn. He don't spar to win. So the
Right.
dude was like, "That's the best he could do." I said, "Well, I wouldn't sign no contract to fight him because he's a different dude. He took things, he learned things in the ring when he's sparring with you that you don't even know because you was too busy trying to tee off on him. But he's learning things that once you got in the ring to fight him, he strip you of all of that stuff, and you'll be like, "What happened to me?" That's boxing.
Yes,
You know,
sir. And
guys
I
don't,
respect
yeah,
it.
they're not, yeah, they don't spar to learn. My guy Jonathan Stanley, he said he appreciated the show today, and you know, he said he appreciate the guests today that we have. Appreciate you, brother. So you see what I'm
Sir.
saying? We appreciate you too, Jonathan, man.
Wonderful.
Anybody, you're learning some things today. What I wanted to ask you though, I'm gonna keep my questions going because I can. It's easy for us to keep rambling, but
Yes, sir.
do you know what your strongest asset is in your game? What is that? Because a
In
lot of
fighting,
guys, they just like, what is it?
in fighting,
Yeah,
MMA. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm a wrestler. I'm a wrestler.
Okay.
But the
So, but is
wrestling,
that your strongest asset though? Do you think when you all else fails? I saw you take a dude down and choke him out, and I was like, that kid was huge. So I said, oh, he got a wrestling game. That was the first, and then I saw you knock
put the hand.
someone. I was like,
So that's what
oh,
opens up the hands.
yeah,
At first I only knew how to wrestle. My first 5 years as a pro, I was a wrestler, get
yeah,
them down. But now I'll
yeah,
fake them and then put hands on them. I'll fake them,
yeah,
put hands on them, and
yeah,
then I could take them down. So now I can mix it up a little bit.
yeah,
Now as I'm diving deeper into boxing, I could fake the
yeah,
wrestling, angle off, hit him with something. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So now I'm
yeah,
mixing it up real well.
yeah.
And I'm
I
going
could
on a
tell.
different level.
I could tell. I could tell. Um, because the way you look is different. Um, what is the fight industry looking in fighters they wish to sign? Are you really clear, a lot more clear when those, I'm talking like Dana, what is he looking for based on your experience, knowing you come with the goods, and you're like, what's going on? What is your takeaway? What do you think it is that they are looking for? Do you know?
I don't really. I kind of know what they're looking for, but I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
what I'm gonna bring to them. I'm bringing
Yeah. Yeah. Do
finishes.
that.
I'm bringing finishes and execution, and I'm bringing that beast,
Yeah.
and I'm bringing it in ways that other people can't. At heavyweight
Hmm.
and light heavyweight, no one's doing
Yeah.
it like I'm doing it, and I'm there to fight. I'm there to finish. I'm there to show levels to the game.
Yeah. And I'm gonna co-sign on you. Um, because I've seen a lot of guys, even current guys right now, um, fighting, and no one have I seen as impressive standing up as I've seen them on the ground, the way I've seen you operate. And so that's impressive. The fact that you're going to be stronger than the guys with the wrestling on the ground, like then you can get up and now you can use those feints. And I got a special program, and it's peekaboo, right?
Oh yeah, been
So
diving into it.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm about to show you some stuff that, yeah, we show you stuff out there, but we're gonna kind of show you something real that you're gonna say, "Oh." So it's basically the knockout suitcase. So
I
we're gonna
need
crack
that.
it open. Yeah, yeah, and then you're gonna realize, oh my gosh, I'm glad I wasn't victimized by the person that knew this. So this is kind of what I want to make sure people know about, you know, scouring the net. Like, hey, go deeper, because that's what
Yes, sir.
great fighters do. They go deeper. They don't just get the eggshell. They go in for the yolk. They go in for
100.
the, they want the white, but they want the yolk, because that's where the real stuff resides. And so that's kind of where you want to get. So at the end of this, I'm going to share something with you that'll definitely create some enlightenment and help get you, into these places that will change things for you inside of that octagon. Uh, what do they say when they are critiquing you that you may have lacked? Is there a thing that, what's up, people over here on Instagram? Is there some particular thing that was a common denominator of them like not, you know, sliding that
I
paper
think
over to you?
I think my problem is I'm just so ambitious. I don't like being on the B side of things, and that's where I've always been on. You know what I mean? When I start seeing myself get pimped, I don't like how that goes. But
Hmm.
because I've been hurt in this game. So I think kind of it's a little bit intimidating, but it's just having pride and standing up for myself. I am a
Hmm.
businessman and I conduct myself like that. But
Yeah.
I have a problem when I'm on the B side of things, and
Don't
it's
worry about it.
clear. Yeah. So
Okay.
so
You.
now what I did, I lost the weight.
Hmm.
I'm at
Yeah.
205 pounds. I'm
Yeah.
bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm more
Yeah.
explosive. I'll fight anyone.
All right. Well, fight who makes sense. Cause
Sir,
no, fight who makes sense. Fight who
100%.
makes sense. Don't fight people that are hungrier than you, meaning you've gotten to a certain point, you've lost ambition. And I mean, these are things you got to keep in your mind because right now it ain't gonna be relevant. Because right now you're a shark in blood infested water, and all you see is fish gill everywhere. Chong, you're ready to eat.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but always remember, it starts to matter who you choose to fight, and those people, like I said, when we're going to set up a conversation where I'm going to give you a list of things that I want you to pay close attention to, and we're going
Thank
to
you.
make sure that you have a couple of things that's going to help you, and including this show. That's why I'm making sure you're giving us the food that the people will need to hear and know. And when it's all said and done, this benefits you in much more than one way because you are you have some really unique things, man. And so, why will you be ready for the contract now opposed to a year ago?
Oh yeah. Well, a year ago I was at 200 and I was at heavyweight, I wasn't the
Yeah,
biggest, but people seen it.
yeah,
And then I'm only
yeah.
6 foot tall and they had me going against guys 6'8", so I
Tyson
was,
was 5'10", 5'11",
yeah.
5'9". You know,
So all I say is now I'm at the right weight class, you
okay,
know.
good. But did you ever
And
see my post with 3 reasons why fighters lose fights?
I no
There's
sir.
only 3 reasons. There's only 3 reasons why fighters lose fights. So you got to go
Reiterate,
watch that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I
reiterate it
don't
for me
broke. Yeah, I
real
done
quick.
broke the
Give me a
game
rundown.
down. Yeah. Every fight that you have ever seen, it was the same 3 reasons. That's my physiology about the fight game. So I want you to check that video out. I
I
break it
will.
down. Special
I
shouts
will.
out to you guys over here. Yeah. And it does matter that you learn these things and take them with you and use it. Why do you see who do you see in the heavyweight division or light heavyweight division now that
That's
you
where I'm at now.
really see and was like, oh my gosh, can, I want him. The opportunity, because one of the things is about laws of attraction that you say it, you can see it, you can put them in front of you. And it's a lot more to it when Daniel Cormier and those guys are asking, call someone out. Because if you don't say it, it's hard to see it. And if you don't see it, you can't be it. So who is that person? Who do you look
I
at
put
that
it
you
like
want to?
this.
Yeah.
Anybody in the top five in any organization I can hang with. If they don't
Okay.
think that, anybody 5 to 10 in the UFC, 5 to 15 in the UFC, I'm capable of
Yeah.
beating. And they can sign me whenever, and I'll prove that. So I have my
Special.
eye on all of them.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ready now.
Okay. Well, practice this. It matters.
Yes,
Say a name. Because when
yes,
somebody
sir.
hear their name call, they're like,
Yes, sir. I
It's
gotta
okay.
respect. I got a little respect issue there. I'm like
I believe
completely
you.
going
I
for it.
understand. I
But I'm telling
understand.
you,
I
any
understand.
of your favorite guys at 205 pounds, I won't smoke
Hmm.
because I'm not there yet. So
Yeah.
any of them could
Okay.
get it to me. The whole
Okay.
roster.
Yeah. Listen. So I'm here to give you the things. Like anytime I put something down, it's something to take.
Yes, sir.
Because
I got
I'm
you.
the guy that sit in those boardrooms with those contractors, the ones who
Yes,
sign them.
sir.
They come
Yes,
to
sir.
master boxing. They come there. We come. Like that's my job. So we
I'm gonna
always
keep it
want to
humble. I
live
got a
the.
couple names, but I'm gonna keep them
Yeah.
humble. I'm gonna keep them down. But
But
I'm
listen.
right there in the best.
So listen to this. See, I want to post once a year and get 1 trillion views. But see,
Right.
that ain't the market. The market ain't that. Do you want people to
Right.
follow you? You want people to see you? You got to understand what gets people to react. Why do you think Conor McGregor is like this? You get
Come
it?
on.
It ain't about you anymore. Remember that.
Right.
You are the opportunist. You have an opportunity. You've been blessed with an ability. You've been blessed with a skill set. Now, two real skill sets. And the third one you can't teach, heart. Now you have those things. Your Mercedes truck, right?
Mm, I
But
like that.
somebody got to put gas in it. And the people that
Right.
put gas in it are the fans that you've shown your shiny rims under your hood. And then they
Wow.
realize this thing goes on no gas. It's electric on top of how dope. So you got all the stuff, but you need the gas, and the gas is the fans.
You know
So
what I
what
think
ignites
humbles
fans?
me down a little bit is
Yeah,
I grew up wrestling. I grew up
yeah,
playing
and
football. And
yeah.
what does your coach say in football? We do our talking with our
Humble.
shoulder pads,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
in wrestling
yeah.
and stuff, you show them on the mat. So
Hmm.
I'm getting there to where I want
That's
to
your
talk my
heart.
stuff.
That's
Yes,
what's
sir.
in your heart. But play the
Yes, sir.
game. Even pay attention to
Mm-hmm.
Bud Crawford. He didn't like that either. But now he won that fight. He signed with PBC. Now he's on every YouTube channel. If you watch him once, you're gonna see him on
Yes, sir.
everybody's show. He never did that. But now
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, this is the game. I gotta
Right, sir.
win this game. Because look,
Wow.
what he just made at the box office in his hand, he can't
Yeah.
be how he wanted to be.
Wow.
He can't be how he wanted to be. And he made it. He was undisputed world champion in two divisions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
he became two division, but he wouldn't have got the second unified, meaning all the belts and all of the major belts in the weight class if he didn't play the game, and then not only play it better than the
Wow.
guys that you've been watching. Because all you need, see, you remember Mike Tyson before, he didn't talk no junk. But when he said, everybody got a plan until they get hit and feel this pain, and game over, $30 million nights every
Mm,
time, because it's a part of being in a position. You're in a position of leverage. Now you got to get power with the leverage. And power is now you're feeding them what they want. Look at Adesanya, started his channel.
yeah,
Now
he
he's
did.
feeding them. Look at Cam Newton, started his channel.
Yeah.
You know
My
why?
God.
Because now he's bigger than the brand. Shay, Stephen A. All these guys in sports, they're like breaking from the networks and creating their
Doing their
own
own thing.
brand. And
Yes,
so
sir.
this is kind of what I'm saying about the fighters and the guys today, that you take liberty to use this thing that you have now, because those guys didn't have this. They didn't have social media. They didn't have freedom to call people out and to say it. Go to Twitter and get in a war. Because when they look at you, I don't care who it is. I don't care who the champ. Alex Pereira. Like, if he see what you doing, he like, oh, he a problem. So why wouldn't you want them to know, oh, he exists? Him. I'm him.
Hey,
Deion Sanders, I'm him.
you're
Like
gonna make me talk
if
my
you,
talk.
if, because everybody got a beast inside. But what if you keep hiding it? That means you lack in something of what we call character. Meaning, character is
Wow.
something you can turn on and turn off. If you go to church, you're gonna pray. If you go to the club, you're gonna sway. If you're with your wife, you're gonna love. If you're with your
Hey.
child, you're gonna
Go.
play. When you fight, you're gonna ignite. And what does your ignite look like in you? What does the person that don't know you, what do they not know when your switch? What
Mm.
happens that they do not want to witness? That's what you got to sell now. Because you already, there are 4 stages of being an influential impact. You have gotten to 3, but you're rocking at a level 1. So stage 1 is 0 to 50,000 people that know you. So you're John Doe. You're invisible. From 50K to 100K, you can become a mini influencer. Public speaker goes from 100 to 250. You're kind of that thought leader. You got 150 to 200, 300,000 people that follow you. But when you get to the level where you're at, where you are in that position of power and leverage, you're headed towards from 5K to a million, you have become the true authority. When you hit that million, you control everything. And it's all about a strategy to get there. It's no harder than you are doing anything you've done. But I want to see the person that you hide.
Wow.
And that is going to be what makes people realize they're nothing like you and you're nothing like them. And that's why Mike Tyson's brand still is today what it's always been:
Mm.
fear. There's no man on no show that they have that ain't scared to have Mike up there because they know anytime that dude could come out. You hear him talking
Right.
all that nice stuff, but look,
Right.
who is that guy? That guy, rah, rah, when he seen that in the ring, and your boy, look, I want them to kind of understand what I'm talking about now. I
And
ain't
that
gonna.
another left hand. That one gets King,
He's
and
out.
that's going to
He's
do it.
out.
He's
Stop
out,
it.
Joe.
Take a bow on them. Take a bow after. Take a bow after.
Okay,
Oh,
that thing got a face, but the only person
dang.
that can see it is the dude across the ring. When you start selling that face
Uh,
out there,
mm.
that's how you get a million followers. Like, take them
Hey.
behind the scenes. So yeah, those phases, man, that's all about you letting yourself go. Just okay. It's okay. Because then when you look back, you're gonna say, I gave them boys the smoke.
Big facts.
Cody Covington figured it out. He was trying to do what you did. Then he figured it out. And look how what he did. He went
Yeah. Okay.
bananas with it.
Yeah,
But
he did.
he figured out the algorithm. He figured out the algorithm. The algorithm, if you pay attention to the algorithm, what makes people say, whoa, you
Right.
need enough. You need to be able to do it with the video that you smoke people, but then you also need to do it with that one liner that they'll be playing on social media for 6 years. Like, it's so good and it's okay. Like, look at Tyson's. Everybody got a plan till they feel this pain, you know.
Mhm.
And then that plane go out the window, out the window. And that's what I'm telling you, fighters. Yo, thanks for your lessons. Yeah, anytime, Shaq. I like the name Shaq Jordan. Wow, your mom was like, she was a big NBA fan on your dad. He got Shaq Jordan. That's what's up. So as we triple down here, and Uh, I think right now this here is you done. I done went through that one. What's your assessment of people like Francis Ngannou as a former heavyweight champion in the UFC? What did you think of? What do you see him? Do you break him down? What do you think? What goes through your mind when you see Francis?
Um, uh, on what level, man? I call him number one. He's a beast. Straight
He's a
up.
beast. He's a beast.
Not only that, people don't understand his work ethic and where that man came from. Man, came
Yeah.
from nothing, man. And he's
Yeah.
still going, and he putting all faith and all hard work, and he's
Yeah.
standing on his own 2 feet, strong against some of the
Mhm.
biggest companies, man. Doing things other
Yeah.
people are afraid to, just for himself, man. He's
Yeah.
standing alone, and he's reaping the
Yeah.
benefit from that.
Yeah, yeah, and you know one of the reasons why is because he got good representation. Markel and those boys are very,
Wow.
very thorough with him, and he came into one of our camps because I told you, they wanted us to work with Francis, and he came on and with a team of my coaches, and he sat there and he's just like he do anything for Francis, so he wanted to get some of that training. Like I know he needs to get that boxing and stuff, but he got ambitious people that are around him and they are all playing a role. And if you have people around you that are playing their role, then you're going to do well, a lot better than you could ever have imagined, because you are at the precipice right now. So what we want to do is help you push that door down, and unlock that you share the rest of that Bentley, that
Mm,
Benz, because you are a hybrid. See, a lot
mm.
of fighters don't make it to hybrid. Habib, he was so good in one area, and people saw that he could also throw some hands a little. He ain't knocked nobody out with it, but he knocked Connor down. So it was like, hold it. But you are a hybrid. The way
Yeah.
you got your knockouts, then your ground and pound is just on another level. Like I haven't seen a ground and pound like yours, including Ngannou. There's a
Thank
way
you.
that you hit somebody that it tells me that your bones extremely dense. I know all of that, and the dexterity in your hand, because I
Mm-hmm.
understand physiology. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy who
Yeah.
write the books on the human body, and when I seen you do it, I said, people don't know how hard he really hit. See, I know
Mm.
how hard. I haven't felt it, but I know by the way they respond and just in the velocity and when you drop it. See, I know a fighter. I know a hundred
Yes,
pound
sir.
guy that will knock you out if you show me his body. I can look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't do you better not look at his collar. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look at it. He got the curved elbow. Like I know too much. It's scary. So when I was like, oh, they don't know how hard he really hit. See, you
Yes.
gonna shock somebody. Don't you know you're gonna shock somebody though? You know you're gonna shock somebody who didn't expect it.
I'm ready to show them. I'm ready to show everybody who underestimates, and I'm putting it together, fine tuning, getting more methodical with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wherever
yeah,
it goes, I'm gonna be ready on the feet, on the ground.
yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah,
I'm getting to where I got to get to, brother. You spitting that game to
yeah,
me.
yeah. You're doing. See, I know you got a special. You got a superpower, but see, you forgot to get out of line, and you ended up getting two.
Wow.
So it's like this dude ain't got one superpower. This dude got two. I'm thinking, what if Tyson would have learned to wrestle too, like, and just was a killer on the ground? Like, that's what you got. So, and what people don't realize is when you're dealing with somebody who has the density and dexterity, then the kind of punches you hit, you discombobulate people's, you disconnect them from their senses.
They're going to
So,
sleep every
where
time.
well, what I'm saying is where most people are dazed, like they not dazed, they disconnected because you got that George Foreman hammer stuff. And George Foreman boxed. He didn't ever ground and pound, but the way you do
You're
it, the
exactly
speed it
right.
happens in, you're vicious. So, our thing is to make sure all the fans right now, which is we getting people chiming in left and right. Thank you guys. We got hearts on the screen right there. You got people just chiming in saying they love what you're doing.
That's
Yeah. Thanks, man. We
we made a
appreciate you.
fun.
You got some
All
people.
love.
I want you guys all to follow. Jamelle, what's your Instagram? I got to type your Instagram up here so I can.
Jamelle
Y'all all
Jones.
need to go follow
Jamelle Jones on Instagram. And
J
you'll be
M
able to
N
find
E.
Jamelle Jones, and you should be able to
Got you.
find.
I got you. No, I got you. I got you right here. Y'all make sure y'all do. Did I spell it
You know
right?
what? I really got caught up. I just got caught up. Yep, but bang. I just get caught up in the journey, man. And you're exactly right. I've been doing it so long now. I'm 11 years pro, and it's time
Yeah.
for it to pay out. It's time for it to pay out. I'm not talking about a couple thousand, this and that.
No.
I got family. I got kids and stuff. You know what I mean? I need to
Yeah.
get paid what I deserved, and more
Yeah.
importantly, I'm ready now. I can come several different angles. So
Yeah.
whoever
You know
wants
what
to
you just
smoke,
said?
get it.
You know what you said? You said you pay what you deserve. No,
Yes.
when you understand the game, you get paid way more than you deserve. Like a
Wow.
lot of guys are. You don't want to get paid what you deserve
Wow.
because
Or
that
maybe
has
I
a
might be.
fixed number. Yeah. See, when you learn the game and operate from the game, then the game pay you. I say it all the time on my show. I say boxing is gonna pay you. Combat will pay you. Ask Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley picking at his next opponent like he done fought. Risa. Uh, I said he said he said Berto said good luck.
Thank you.
Um, he said the thing is the cash will drive your motivation, but when you are getting to that place right now that the money is coming because you made the adjustments to the thing, there is just no limit to what you're going to get because you got a good look about you. You look like one of these athletes, like one of the football players that gets the endorsements every time you turn around. Like when Cam was on top, he was on every commercial.
There he
Christian
was.
McCaffrey, running back for the 49ers,
Oh yeah.
boom, everywhere you look. So just understand, it's about now you just add that thing and it's going to get your following and it's going to get the negotiations. All y'all got to do is listen to what I'm saying, follow what I'm saying, and stay on that pathway. And this is why we created our place, because I knew that if God, there are 1% of the guys that's listening that they're going to see it, Jamelle, and then they're going to
Hmm.
say, show me the path. And that's why we decided that we were going to give you, we're going to pop you up with a in champion university. We're gonna give you $10,000 scholarship to sponsor. We're sponsoring you to go in there because I want you to take the knowledge that we have in our school and use it. And I'm going to show you the key things, a couple of things that you're going to need to add to your building your audience. And so when I saw you, I knew immediately. We had our meetings with our team. We sat down in the boardroom and we came up with 10K sponsor, and that's going to give you access to the stuff that you do not have in possession, which is the system, not the skill, but the system that you'll implement it out there, and it's going to make the difference in your comfort level. And how long you said you've been following us?
I've been following since the last time I lost, so about 2, 3 years ago. And yes, sir.
Wow.
Maybe
Wow.
longer, maybe 4 years ago, because I was following you
Yeah.
on one platform, and then I went
Okay.
full throttle. I found you on Instagram. I found you
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I might
Yeah.
have been following you on one for like maybe like four or
Okay.
5 years.
Okay. So what do you like?
Yeah.
What do you appreciate most about what we do?
Originally, I just started
Yeah.
taking the content. I started looking at, like you said,
Yeah.
the peekaboo
Implement.
and the feet work, and then I got hurt in a fight, so I started looking at the defense. I'm like, get your hands up, man. The defense.
Yeah.
So I started learning, just you keep them hands at that temple. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
so I've been embracing it all, man. And just
Okay.
the
Okay.
angling, and that's really what
Yeah.
I've been picking up from. But
Yeah.
now I started diving deeper in actually how to maybe grow my brand a little bit, and I started looking at some of
Okay.
the other things besides boxing, what you're
Yeah.
good at.
That I do.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
man, we're like full
well,
service
that's
with it.
beautiful. Yeah, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you kind of what to do next with your brand. I took a we took a couple of we took a multitude of courses way past the point of me being a businessman, but we spent, like I said, 6 figures just in education and learned from the best, smartest billionaires that this country has to offer, and immersive learning. And I'm actually sharing the knowledge in our group with our that you're going to be introduced to as well. And so this book was crafted out of it. And you can see the blue pages in it where notes and stuff.
Hmm.
But this book is the game changer. It's going to get everything that you want to happen in the business of your combat to another level. And it's going to, once you leave, you're going to continue to skyrocket because it's going to teach you how to
That's
build your
good.
personal brand. It's called SPAR, System Processes, Acquisitions, and Revenue. So
Right.
we're going to put you directly into this little crash course a little, and I'm going to help you show you what we're even going to do with this and turn it into something crazy. And because I believe you got a good wife, because you're a good guy,
Thank you, brother.
now we
Thank
got to turn you into, now we got to create that alter ego for the,
you. Whoa. You sure
so
you
you're
ready for that?
following. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
So,
we need it in
yes,
combat.
sir.
We need to keep breeding people who get it the whole game. Like O'Malley, I'm sorry, I forgot the story. O'Malley was like, yo, he's fighting. I'm making more money fighting bums than he's fighting where he's making champions. It's because he said, I understand the game. I understand the business. He sat down and learned some things from Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg was his biggest fan. When he was on the
Mhm.
Contender Show, he knocked the dude out. Snoop was like, oh, it
O'Malley.
was him. And that was it.
O'Malley.
All you need is the endorsement. And the endorsement comes when people get to see you do what you do, and that's it. So that's how we're going to move that thing forward. And all of you just understand that it's all about building yourself up. See, I come on the show and I represent the fight game in a way that everybody doesn't represent the fight game, right? Because I come up under three of the giants, and my thing is pay homage. And I want to know, what do you want to surprise your wife and family with because you made the right decisions? What is one thing you want to say, babe, when you walk in that door, you want to say, what is that thing that you want to say to her that happened because you followed the process? What is it? Because your dream, you got to be able to put it at the tip of your tongue. And I'm telling that to all of you. If you're thinking about something, but you're not manifesting it, it comes through your mouth. It comes through your mouth. I'm going to tell you 3 things that I started doing. And I did this video the other day. And one of the influences that I really found a whole lot of pleasure in listening to said, hey, man, I've been doing this thing and it's work, man. He said, every single day, I go to the bathroom, I take 25 deep breaths. when I take the breaths, I brush my teeth with my left hand. So that's the opposite hand. And then what I do after that is I tell myself I love myself 10 times. And I was like, it could be something to that, but you got to look directly in your own eyes. It changes, it changes things. See, brushing
Manifest.
your taking your deep breath optimizes oxygenation in the body. So it's more red blood cells. So your body feels a dopamine rush. Then when you stimulate the opposite side of your brain by brushing your teeth with the left hand instead of the hand that's just mechanically ready, you're firing up neurons from the opposite side of the brain. So now you're loaded
Wow.
with dopamine and your neurons are firing off. So you
Wow.
on all cylinders. And then when you look at yourself and tell yourself, say it to yourself that you love yourself 10 times, by number 6 or 7, you're like really believing it's going in. And it's things like that that we do in getting people to their highest state of mind and then their physical state of body. And this helps people reach their highest good. And that's where we are. And I got a boatload of knowledge to share with you. And we're going to schedule another call. You're going to speak with our director, and she's going to aid you in your next step. And this right here, we're going to use this. I'm going to show you how to take one interview and turn it into a month worth of I got 10,000 followers in a week kind of content.
Mm.
You feel me? Because we got to show you a couple of things like that. But what is the thing that you want to happen in the next 12 months? In 2024, you want to say that you have conquered or accomplished? What is that thing?
You want to hear it right now?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah.
You
I'm
supposed to
not playing
know.
around with. I'm not playing around.
Your
I'm going to the
Instagram
US.
the Instagram is going crazy for you, man. See what I'm saying? Like I ain't doing that. That's you. Like they
I'm
going
not
crazy
playing
over you.
around, Mr. Bradley.
Okay.
I'm going to the UFC. If you get in
Okay.
my way, I'm gonna run you over, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what's gonna happen. I'm going to the UFC. I'm gonna be bottom line. I'm not playing
All
around.
right.
I went other places. That's my
Yeah.
goal, and I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna make waves. I'm in
I
that
know you
year
will.
undefeated. I'm gonna knock more people out, and that's what I'm promising. I'm gonna put the work in, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to the UFC, and,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do great things.
This is what Dana White needs over there for that brand. He needs a reliable force of nature. He needs someone who's going to come in there and show out every time. Not just
I'm ready.
show up, but show out. So,
I'm ready.
Dana White, finish the sentence.
Sign me. Period.
Because tell him why.
Well, for real, if I really, really, really had to speak my mind, no one's
Say it.
doing what I'm doing. No one is doing what I'm doing. I've proven myself. I can submit you. I can knock you out on my feet. I could take you down and I could beat your head into that canvas. If you go against me, you're in trouble. 100%.
Ooh.
I'm ready.
Can he rely on you when they're in Abu Dhabi and then the next month over in Florida? Can they rely on you to be there when it's time to fill this card up? Can they rely on you? Will you be a reliable source for the UFC?
Listen, between what I'm going to say right here, I've been competing since 2001. I keep telling people 20 years. 2001, I won my first national title in 6th grade in Birmingham, Alabama. I haven't stopped. I've been doing magnificent things since then. It's now 2023. I'm still making waves, not just normal waves. I'm knocking these cats unconscious. If you don't sign me, people are gonna get hurt. So, oh,
Yeah.
can you rely? I've been reliable. I've been not only reliable, I've been the only one doing it by myself since sixth grade. Rather if I was living with my mom, rather if I was living with my dad, rather if I was in Kentucky, rather if I'm in Idaho, rather I'm in New Jersey. My track record proves that I'm a force to be reckoned with. And that's
Whew.
and that's real talk.
Wow. Well, you know what?
100%.
You know what? The most important thing to people like that is that you reliable and that you can bring smoke and you can make people stand up and be like, "What the?" He want viral people. And when I saw your stuff, I said that's a viral person. And
Every time.
he,
Even go back to my national championships in college. I'm pinning guys. You go here, I'm knocking guys
look,
out. So,
look, you
brother, I'm grateful.
see, that's what other people will have to do. I
Hmm.
only needed to see you touch one person,
You
and then I
and
saw
you
you grab one person, and see, I know what people don't. That's what my ability put me where I was able to get to in life. My first time, coaching in a fight, it was in a title fight. I was scared to death, but it was because of my ability and what God blessed me with. So when I noticed something with a person, see, I'm like, look, he grabbed that boy. Like that won't no slam and choke him out, like tap him. Like this was when I saw
you know,
Oliveira
he had me
get
about
that.
50 pounds too.
He had you about 50 pounds. Y'all need to go to his page. I
50
put it up a
pounds.
minute ago, and not just go there, but follow, because what you're gonna be seeing here is some updates on him, because we're gonna make sure that he has some training footage. Go over to Instagram, follow him right here at Jamelle Jones. What people are going to see is how you manifest a Mike Tyson like ferocity, because that's what you got.
Big
And
dog.
how do you continue to keep that thing channel in between fights so that you can, when it's ready to unleash, you are ready to unlock it when it's right time, when the time is right. So um I just want to thank you, and just to say for coming up here and to being so humble. And then I'm gonna say next time, what the only thing I'm gonna coach you how to give you some tips that you can use is, first is to feel okay with opening up and letting people understand what goes behind the DNA of a guy who has that. Because see, they would love to interview Tyson because you got that though. You just a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people really don't understand, why did I bring you on this show? And they don't know. They just know if I bring somebody, it must be a reason. Like y'all are watching the MMA Tyson. You know what I'm saying? With a wrestling game, you know,
Thank you.
heavy hand. So
Thank you.
I'm here to support, and we're here. And like I said, we're gonna make sure that you have a ride to the next level like this, because you deserve it. You've been doing
Mr.
this for
Bradley,
over 20 years.
I don't know how religious you are, but
Yeah,
I'm very religious, man. Grew up Christian household, so that's where I keep most of my grace from. But I'm
yeah,
grateful for you, brother. I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna learn, and
yeah.
I'm gonna keep knocking people out too.
Yeah, yeah, that's
100%.
it, man. Yeah, because see, what the thing is, we're gonna make sure that you understand how that work, how the process works. That you gotta, make sure it's going on when you are training and getting set up for fights. Because I got a vision, but after I connected with you, I got a vision, and that vision was where you were. That was just your stepping stone. And then what happened in that vision, y'all gonna have to wait and see, because I'm gonna let him put it on his timeline. So you gotta follow him in order to see it. But I'm going to put that on video, because what I saw, that vision, I knew it was clear because it was super clear. And that's what happens when you start to speak the things that you want and say them, and then they start to manifest further and further, because that's how God works. If you bite a tongue, you can't come on uh and feed a closed mouth. So that's part of this reckoning. And we are here to get numbers behind our fighters who train and don't understand. That's what Floyd has done. He's choosing his fighters, getting behind them, and making them millionaires. He's just showing them the process. They ain't
Right.
having to fight no more. It's just there's things you got to do, and when you do those things, this is the result of that. So I'm looking forward to connecting again. You'll get an email, and
Oh
if
yes.
there's anybody you want to say hello to, because I see somebody yelled out nephew. Let me see. It was Tracy Mays.
Oh yeah, that's my aunt. That's my grandmother's sister. And
Sister.
good people, man.
Yo.
Ray, man, taught me a
Yeah.
lot of values. Yes.
Yeah. I
I loved
see.
everybody
It's
that
obvious.
tuned in. Yeah, I loved
Oh,
everybody that
man.
tuned in, man.
Joseph
I'm coming.
Joe.
I'm not
Joe.
stopping. I'm 11
Yeah.
years in, and I promise I got about 7, 8 more years left. I'm at the top of this thing, man.
Yeah,
Like,
you
there's
do.
no playing
Yeah.
around. Yeah, and I'm only
Yeah.
going to start getting better. And Mr. Bradley, send me those videos because I'm a student. I'm a coach
You gonna
myself. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
I needs
I
those. I
already
needs
know
those.
your DNA.
Yes,
I know
sir.
your
Yes,
DNA, boy.
sir.
You got that A plus stuff. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, we're gonna you'll be taken care of
I know.
everything, and you'll be like a kid in a candy store. But the thing is, what I want you to do is just know that if there's people you want to say something to, send your message. Anything you want to use the platform for, do it now. Instagram's, hey Instagram, how you doing? Facebook,
I give
YouTube,
I give all my
LinkedIn.
glory to God, man. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
leading. I don't got anybody in particular to thank, man. I got a son that I think about daily that I'm not in his life in New Jersey, Jamelle Jones Jr. We call him
Oh
Aiden,
man.
his middle name. I do this for
Yeah,
you, man.
that's right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? My wife, man, my family, my son here, he got me all the time.
yeah,
I'm destined to
that's
do
right.
this, man. I'm destined.
That's
I'm
right.
destined, and I'm God made it. Yeah, so
Yeah,
just
well, you are
tune in, man.
different. You are different. You are
And
not like everybody.
I finally got the tools sharpened. I used to 10 years ago the tools wasn't sharp. Now they are. So yeah, I want smoke.
Oh, look at it. Samantha Morris says, so amazing. You're amazing, Jamel. And I love seeing your hard work and determination. Definitely need to see you in the UFC. Boy, look at there.
Yeah,
You
man.
cranking out. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Well said, and definitely well deserved. Yeah, everybody's really feeding. I already knew. Like, I was like, dude, whatever we can do, we're gonna serve. We're serving the game higher,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
thank you for coming on. I look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle. And just know that this is a movement for men
Yes,
and
sir.
of course women who are operating the other side of the kingdom, handling business on that side, while I help the men reach their goal, because God gave me certain things to say, and I said I'm not going to hold on to them. God, I'm going to use them, and I'm going to make sure that I spread your name, that people will know who is the anchor of this whole mission. So I don't know if you read my affirmations. I post them on Facebook mostly, but I type them every day to give people that first thing in the morning dose and stuff. And it's faith. But behind faith, you got to put action. And so what we're doing is action behind faith. And we don't just do a little something. We go in, you know, we go in to help you for real. So keep that motivation. I want you to train your butt off, and just remember, get used to speaking, and because I love seeing that side of you, and I want the
Wow.
smoke. You,
I do
yeah,
want
you
it.
alter ego, let him go, because he
A lot
has a
of people don't
role.
like
You got to
hearing that.
put
A
him
lot
to
of people
work.
don't like hearing it, but you're gonna
It's
pull it out
okay.
of me, man, because I live it. It's in like I like to speak to my performances, but you're
Yeah,
right. I'm about to start verbalizing how I feel
yeah,
because
Yeah.
That's what I'm about, man, and that's what I do.
Yeah. You can do it with tact. It doesn't have to be tacky. It's just about people want to see what is this layer that he has that I don't. Show them that. Because see, you got to
That's right.
manifest it. And when you manifest it, you see me, I get excited because it's like, yo, when you got another gear, see, that is your thing, like the Rock Johnson got, like the presence, and like
Mm,
you gotta own it. And it's like, yeah,
mm.
well, the guy that gave it to you is in the sky. You get what I'm saying? Like, so he gave it to you for that reason. Know how to use it and use it with style and class. And you can be, look at Sugar Ray Leonard.
Hey,
He
one
did
of the
it
great.
beautifully. He did it beautifully. So do it with class, and special shouts out to you, my brother. Thank you for coming
Thank
on to the show, and thank everybody for taking the time to watch. We appreciate you for tuning in to the Fight
us.
Show. Continue blessings, and special shouts out to all of my brothers in the School of Boxing. All we focus on is, I got one last question. Do you know what we do in Champions University? Do you know what we make? Do you know what we do?
Champion.
We
Make
make
champions.
champions. We make
Yeah,
champions.
100%.
That's all we got. Continue to follow Jamelle Jones over on Instagram. And I'll see you guys soon in the winner circle. Be blessed at God's speed.